Hello everyone. I am in 3D both because this game's aesthetic matches it, and it has been requested. So, let's make sure that my other redeems are set up how I want. Yeah. To another place and pick a model. Good. So, welcome back. It is Monday once again, and that means once again it is time for Monday Grab Bag. Today we are going to be taking a look at a 2020 release, at least on Steam. I believe it was released on the Epic Store earlier than that, and it also had a early access period. Or has been receiving updates after? Was it early access? I don't know. In any case, though, Steam release document like timestamp says that it was 2020, September 17th, and this game I like a whole lot. It's got a very fascinating sort of pseudo-claymation aesthetic going, which is entirely spearheaded by Toby Dixon, I believe his name was, who works in plasticine and is also very good at making pixel art that resembles those sorts of little 3D plasticine models. And almost makes me think of Dropsy. Yeah, it's kind of in the same neighborhood, isn't it? But let's see. Atomicrops is a top-down shooter. It is a roguelite or run-based game or whatever you want to call those nowadays. And it is a farming simulator. And shockingly, it mixes these three separate elements in a way that works really fantastically and in a way that I think is honestly really, really impressive. I've kind of been keeping this game in my back pocket as just a when I need something to do a Monday grab bag on, and so I'm going to start a new save file, so no meta progression items, and I think I'll let the opening for the game speak for itself and its tutorial speak for itself, but roguelike farming bullet hell. Yes, restart the clock. This game's a bullet hell. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, and one thing I wanted to ask Conley. I was looking at the fan art gallery prior to the show, and I believe there's a fan art that you made of me that might have slipped through the cracks, depicting Moo as the dragon from depicting Moo as the dragon from Demon King Chronicle. But that one's not in the list, and I only realized this now. Any case, though, let's get into it. Menu music is very quiet, and this is known. Volume should be acceptable when the opening cutscene plays.
Smell that country air. There's nothing like this in the city.
And now, it's all yours, just as it's stated in your uncle's will. Rest his soul.
I feel like the luckiest man on earth. Where my pigs at? Wow, a cow house, a corn bush, potato orchard, spooky hatch. Whoa, spooky hatch? Oh, you gotta come down here. It's like an old bunker.
I ain't getting down no hatch.
Oh, come on. What could be safer than a bomb shelter?
Safe from what? Nothing bad has ever happened around here.
And so, we manage our farm. Listen up, City Slicker, because I'm only saying this once. To live, you need money. To get money, you sell crops. To get crops, you need seeds. F to interact, WSD aim to move, aim with your aim with mouse. Now get those city hands dirty and till some soil to plant the dang seeds. Aim at a patch of rough soil. Hold right click. Lots of very smart small design things this game does. Let me adjust the sound ever so slightly. So, if you look here, my cursor will stick and complete the action, but if I keep holding right click and move over to the next one, it'll immediately swap over. Very clever way of handling it, so you do things at perfect speed optimization every time. And just take a moment to appreciate the sprite work here. The arms rotating and the gun following my cursor. And look at our character as we aim upward and as we aim downward. Leans back, leans forward, eyes look upward, eyes squint downward. Now get those city hands dirty and till some soil to plant the dang seeds. What's next? This ain't rocket science. Get some water from the darn well, dummy. Crops ain't gonna water themselves. Get close and spray them down. Thirsty crops don't grow. Got a cute bunny and a cute mole. Little slug eating the bush over there. Crops ain't gonna water themselves. Get close and spray them down. Thirsty crops don't grow. Watering is done automatically by proximity. It does not interrupt any other actions. Use a pickaxe to rip up the grass. More dirt means more farm plants. Jeez, you're helpless. Oh boy, you smell that stink? Fertilized crops make more money. You want to be a rich farmer, don't you? Holding space will fertilize whatever crop is closest to you. Stop lollygagging and go find more seeds. Your crops are fine. Till night, that is. Sun's getting real low, Greenhorn. Best to get back and defend your land. You ain't the only one with teeth out looking for a snack. Well, slap me silly. It looks like your green thumb paid off. You got some crops ready for harvest. Alt or middle click. Hey, looks like you're not so helpless after all. Guess I'll leave you to it, and don't worry, nothing bad's ever happened around here. So this brings us to the sort of lobby/menu area in between runs of the game. We've got our achievement crops over here. We've got bushes that ask us to unlock numerous achievements currently. And we've got whatever all of this is. Oh yeah, also look at the character sprite while you shoot. Your character yells curses at things while you fire. Lavender, starting character. Starts with 2 Bs, all crops grow 20% faster. Locked characters, and Orega Crow is related to the DLC and is a alternate game mode, essentially, so we will not be doing that for the moment. All drop seeds are corn and roses. Harvest large crops graining increasingly higher tier seeds. Highest tier seed is oregano, cooked crops, and cauldrons. Mechanics that don't normally exist. So, This game has had a fascinating development cycle because it has expanded and changed in a number of ways. And one of the notable things is that the gameplay has shifted so dramatically from one version to the next that they actually implemented Classic Mode, which keeps all the new items but keeps the gameplay and some of the conceits the way they were at launch. I think I personally prefer Classic Mode a bit, but to give you the vanilla standard new player experience, let's just do a new game. Remember your training. We apparently have 2 prickly seeds and 2 sunflower seeds. Cabbage seeds. You planted your first seed, but you'll need more. During the day, your crops are safe. You can go explore to find more seeds. Try traveling west to the desert. If you perform numerous farming actions in a row, you will become energized and all farming actions work faster until you end your combo. Ah, yes, and an important note. Depending on the luck of the draw, on what boss we end up getting, this game may have an arachnophobia warning. To get your health back, you'll need to find and grow heartbeat seeds. Weed-eating friend or crop-boosting friend. We already have 2 bees, so let's get it picking. And golden pupa. Where will it lead you? So you can see the day meter in the upper right corner there. Fertilize all crops or expand farmable land. Considering we just started, farmable land seems like the better choice. Duck wings, fly like a duck. We're faster. It's dusk, so let's get back to our farm. And hey, we can fly. So, what I just did there takes a little bit of explaining. If you put a 2x2 grid of crops for a total of 4, and you fertilize all 4 constituent parts, they will become a mega crop. They will all combine. And then after that, that crop can be fertilized again. The combined crop is significantly more valuable, and a fully fertilized combined crop is significantly more valuable even than that. So crop positioning does matter. Harvest everything. Don't have enough fertilizer doing anything more than that. Since right-click is the universal button for farming actions, one tactic is simply to hold right-click while you do combat stuff, and just sweep your mouse over anything of relevance. So you can see me doing that with weeds and trash that's around the perimeter. Gotta keep those weeds under control, you know? Oh yeah, the soundtrack of this game is incredible, and a familiar name. The audio design and the soundtrack was done by Jonas Turner. Jonas Turner we know from our previous playthrough of Noita. Jonas Turner being one of the musicians associated with From Grotto who did the soundtrack for that game. So, we have completed one day, and now we are at the local town in our weird nuclear apocalypse bizarro world. We can buy a heartbeat seed for 1 rose. We can spend our money to get a gun of some kind. Or various supplies, seeds, blood rain spell. And we've got some folks around here. We've got Furiosa. And she's got an item for us if we flirt with her, but we have no roses. And we've got Rue, who has a sling, but again, we have no roses. As a slime, I learned all of my human flirting strategies from this game. Weapons can have modifiers on them, and so that's what I just got there. More expensive weapon, more modifiers. Anyways, I learned all of my human flirting tactics from this game, and I don't think that throwing roses at people tends to work on most folks, I've found, but being that direct actually helps with flirting with other autistic people. If you threw a rose at me, hey, I understand your intentions. You know? But we have the biodegrader weapon. And it appears to be a grenade launcher. All the camps that we've destroyed earlier are still gone, so you can't claim anything from those. That's a rose seed. Energize all friends when you become energized, or killing enemy cuts nearby weeds. Yeah, we got upgrades in this game. Killing a wandering herd of beastmen for their delicious, delicious fertilizer. And a mushroom. Speed up. Couple blood rain. Another chicken. So as you can see, we've got a somewhat standard sort of deck building element of just pick one of two, and hip bees is a good one for us. Bees and hummingbirds turn weeds into flowers, so anytime the bees aren't actively attempting to do something, they will handle weeds for me. And then that mixed with the chickens should keep that under control fairly well. But I think we've actually cleared out this entire desert area now. See him working? Oh, buddies. If you pet animals, they will either give you fertilizer or a couple of seeds. Remember the rule of companion planting. Applies to roses too. Well, ideally I would make plants in a 2x2 shape, as I mentioned. Not always reasonable, especially with the amount of space I'm working with right now, so... sometimes it's worth it just to take the small benefit. As long as they're fertilized, though, that inherently gives me a bit of cash. I believe how it works, if I remember correctly, is that if you fertilize the crop, its value doubles. If you merge a crop, the value of its value is doubled again. And if you merge fertilize a crop, its value is doubled again. Biodegrader. Warning, contains hazardous chemicals. We've got 308 points. We've got 0 cornucopias, 2 bees, 2 chickens. We still have no roses. We have 2 stats, farming and fighting. Increased damage and move speed is what fighting does, and farming improves farming ability, distractor cooldown, and pigeon capacity. As you can see, buying a weapon also has a skill up associated with it. So, if we pick up this rapid-fire shotgun, Jackrabbit 12 here, we also just gain 2 fighting stat, and this is to encourage you to keep swapping weapons each day. Since I have nothing else to buy, I'll pick up a Tremor. And then I can swap between the... I have 2 slots for spells, and I can swap between them with X. Restwell, guy's username. There we go, a little bit more tillable ground here. And we're back to raiding abundant camps. Scarecrow blocks bullets and pushes away nearby enemies. Cow, watering friend. If cows did something before, if cows were farmed for other reasons before the apocalypse, they're not anymore. The purpose of a cow is to carry buckets of water around. This supposed thing called milk that cows produce is only a distant memory. Rescuing a flamingo there will always get you 2 roses. First, tractor. Tractors are a deployable item we can use to achieve special goals. In this case, it's a grinder. Grinders can be useful for making fertilizer out of our enemies. Although something seems to be happening. Boss fight. At the end of each season, we deal with the boss. Each season contains 3 days. Desert crops have evolved. All seeds found in the desert will now be black-eyed bean seeds. Evolving crops helps our ecosystem. Please choose a reward. Gain the ability to place plains garden beds. Gain a plain garden bed will automatically sow seeds from your inventory. Soundtrack for this game ruled. It's ridiculous. Boss down. Oh man, I really love this song. Alright. Yep. The cat's carrying buckets of water. And so, with the end of the season, it's ominously quiet. Butcher's knife. Furiosa. Butcher's bayonet. All guns fire a butcher knife. Well, 3 butcher knives sounds good, and I have 5 roses. Things can get hairy out there. We have 2 roses, so we can do nothing else, but we could potentially buy a heartbeat seed if we wanted. I've still got 4 health, so we might be okay. The mayor is waiting. The band Lolo Lalo waits. We have fully satisfied the town for the season, which means we get all these rewards. Avian placenta. Eggs give fertilizer. Pickaxe. Earthquake. Heartbeat seed. Energize all friends when you become energized. Disco ball. And 3 cornucopias. Cuts all weeds in an area. Cut weeds, drop seeds, and fertilizer. Grind enemies into fertilizer. items that we can buy for roses. Very smart camera design in this game as well. You can tell that there is a decent amount of look ahead where the camera will adjust for your cursor. And now it is summer. We get some planting in. Okay, let's get out there. I missed my chance to get that item, apparently. It dropped an item called Resilience, and because I didn't pick it up overnight, it vanished. I pushed my luck a little too hard, and then with the being dragged over to the boss fight at my farm. I love this. Atomicrops is a bold game. Atomicrops has the courage to say, polygamy is an upgrade. Your love knows no bounds. So, ordinarily we would need to do something special where we would have to pay some of our cashews, which is the currency. Get it, cashews. In order to open up bridges. But because I got the duck wings as my very first special item, I literally could just bypass that. I could just fly over instead of repairing any bridges, so. Plains crops have evolved. They are now all corn. Let's just invest fully in garden beds, I guess. Put one there. Use our Blood Rain spell to fertilize all those freshly kissed crops. Thanks for the heads up. Let me fix that real quick. The Stream Deck lost power for a second, and it stopped changing things. Thank you. The USB port it's connected to is a little fiddly. Crop eating bugs. Let's see here. Let's plant those heartbeats. It is the radioactive mutant future. And that applies to the crops too. Level 3 biodegrader or a level 2 spud rifle. I am 3 cashews short for that one, so spud rifle it is. Roses, so original. Chill beats, harvesting heartbeats increases day length. Do you like hip hop? Hee hee. So, what do pigs do? Let's see. It doesn't say, but what pigs do is they till new soil for you on rare occasions, and, well, break new soil for you, and till unready soil for you passively. So yeah, normally we would have to fix this bridge, but because we have the duck wings, we can just fly across. Extremely cute boxing in this game. And that's a tractor. Water faster or instant energy when tractor used? Faster watering, I think. Another speed up mushroom. Birds and scarecrows can be deployed on hard crust, so I don't even need to have them planted on the taking up a spot where a crop should be.
Just subscribed for 18 months.
BBC is a bomb, thank you. A year and a half of streaming, where does the time go? Into streaming. A year and a half though, yeah. Release explosive butterflies when crops merge. Thank you for support. You're the bomb, my friend.
Take this love. Vitality Havoc gifted 10 subscriptions to the community.
Havoc, thank you. As always. I should turn those sound effects back up. Have them set pretty quiet. Wrong button. And so yes, heartbeats also gain effectiveness if you crop merge them correctly. And one of my upgrades just made it so that turn back time a bit. only have so many different ways to say thank you, you know? So, thank you. Snipers. I'm glad there's folks that believe so deeply in my mission to highlight and explain and talk about why I think these indie games are fascinating and worth your time. There's a lot of intricacies for the game design here that I can get into, but I'm trying to play things a little bit closer to my chest as I go here, because this is kind of a, if you're familiar with the term, maximalist game. There is a whole bunch going on. It is somewhat overwhelming, and the version of the game that is currently active, you know, standard versus classic mode, that, I believe the standard mode was intended to reduce a little bit of the mental overhead associated with trying to play this game. Because in classic mode, there are multiple of each type of each biome crop. It is not a single crop that upgrades. It is, you can get cabbages, you can get corn, you can get, you know, all the different types of plains seeds, and you will need to juggle those. And so there is definitely a mental overhead for just figuring all that stuff out and managing it. And I believe that the new sort of design for, let's just call it non-classic, was intended to alleviate that. And so that's why I'm really, really happy that they implemented classic mode, and you can play through the whole game in it. Keep all the features and upgrades that were added while keeping the overstimulating mess that I know and love. Get a cow. Oh, you may notice that there is now a half-planted heartbeat. If you heal yourself while at full, if you give yourself one heartbeat while already at full, you'll gain a third of an extra max up. So we overfilled on health when we claimed that merged fully fertilized heartbeat. And after we did that, we went over full and gained a bit of bonus health as a result. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's put down a turret, just off in one end. Get a scarecrow sort of near our crops. Put down another auto-planting square. Again, something that kind of implies a reducing mental overhead, because these planting squares are also a feature of non-classic. Plains crops have grown again. Plains crops grown in a plain garden bed merged without fertilizer. Now that we're later in the season, our crops are safe during the day, but now moles can appear and fire bullets at us. The moles won't actually harm our crops ever, but if we are hanging around doing daytime farming, they will attack us for it. I bought this video game twice, once on the Epic Store and once on Steam. Into the blender, my friends. I think it's kind of fascinating as well, the visual design language they've done for this game, which is fertilizer being primarily depicted as meat and blood, while also slightly ever so in very vague ways implying, you know, more traditional fertilizer as well. And the game sort of conflates the two at times. For example, if you pet an animal when it has an exclamation mark over it, you gain a little bit of fertilizer. And if you have the fertilizer is meat version of interpretation, which, you know, the game supports all around, you're petting the animals and they're giving you their meat. But if you actually treat it as, you know, traditional fertilizer, animal droppings, then it makes more sense that way. Take me to your fever. Unidentified flying bunny. Full of hell boss patterns, baby. But yeah, does what I say about, like, conflating the two concepts make sense? The game primarily portrays it as meat, and that you're collecting blood. There's the blood rain spell, which fertilizes your crops and everything like that, and it's reddish. And you can see it in the lower left, but also just... I thought it was a really fascinating technique, and as someone who does not like seeing poop displayed in games ever, under any context, and will actively not play games if they contain it, I think this is a really clever solution. The more another little gameplay thing that's very clever here. The more fertilizer you have, the faster that you distribute it to your crops. Blood is fuel, exactly. Crops are watered. Blood is fuel. The farm is full. Tundra garden beds. I do sometimes, you know, wonder whether me talking while playing a game rapidly like this is, if I'm even being coherent. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether anything I say is comprehensible in the slightest. I am friends. We are now dating. I know I'm irresistible. You are, Furiosa. You really are. Next item is a ring. Increases fighting stat. Tundra crops have a 10% chance to mature instantly when merged into large crops. Talk to the mayor. How'd we do this season? Plenty good. Heartbeat monitor. Continually energizes friends when health is low. Carrot Tractor. Become invincible for 2 seconds, energizes all friends and turrets, holds 2 charges. Summon a new Carrot Tractor as another Carrot Tractor is dying for bonus invincibility time. I'm gonna keep my roses. Earthquake spell, Stormcloud spell. Get some initial planting done. Get another turret placed down the opposite side of the other one. And I think we... Yeah, it looks like... Well... Okay. So on the map over here, we've explored most of the tundra, but you'll notice we don't have that, like, open flower symbol. That's what that's supposed to be, an open flower. So there's a camp... I know exactly which one. There's a camp that we missed, and that one camp that we missed happened to be the one that had the golden pupa. That leads us to a mini-boss and to a special upgrade of some kind. Special upgrades being things such as the first one we got, duck wings. And it's the one I skipped, because I didn't want that particular type of tractor. Yep. Sprinkler. This guy. Atomic Orchid. Gain an upgrade every day. To save on travel time, there's these. So downward. Your technology is inferior, says the space ant. You're literally saying help and save us, and that's how you respond to it? Come on. I rescued you from the bunnies. What are you? I nearly croaked. I'll set up shop in town. Hop on by. Organic armor. Regenerates each morning. 1 free daily health. Another turret. Okay, there's a hole right here. Seed bed here. This is a game fundamentally about multitasking. The better you are at multitasking, the more farming you can do while fighting. Turret growth aura. Crops near turrets and scarecrows grow much faster. And now I'm encouraged to put these back close again. The slugs will eat your crops if you let them. It is absolutely possible. Watering tractor. So you can see we've got 5 unfully fertilized rice and 1 fully fertilized one. That's why there's 2 different versions. A turkey is just an upgrade chicken. This person sells us trees, I see. Furiosa, will you marry me? How many carrots is this? Furiosa's wedding ring. Hey, Rue. Oh boy, more flowers. Not nearly enough cash in order to buy either of these. Oh, we get to... Okay, we get to discuss this. So, this took me a very long time to figure out, and I'm going to leave it for y'all to chew on. There is a joke here in this item name. Square down. Weeds grow and spread faster. Maybe I shouldn't have picked that up. In any case, item that makes weeds grow and spread faster, called Square Down. A plastic container. Chew on that for a while, see if we can figure it out. Conley got instantly. Very good job. It is the opposite of Roundup. Are you ready to make a deal with the Deerville? Reptilian Solstice. Tomorrow is twice as long, but a lizard will pursue you all day. Heartbeat Kaikis. Lose all max heartbeats except 1. Gain 4 heartbeat seeds for each max heartbeat lost. I believe that term is a Hawaiian word that refers to plants of which all are a perfect clone of each other. I believe bananas are also a type. So, both of these have big upsides and big downsides. And the question is, do we make a deal with the Deerville? I'd say so. The contract is signed. Moving on. God, this game's goofy. I love it. For 1 health. Fighting stat increased. Crack pants, run faster, or cutting weeds decreases enemy bullet speed and increases move speed. Soon. Nope, full capacity. I should run back and use the scroll and then come back to that one if I can manage it. Bop. And bop. Go back to your farm, says the moon. We have a lunar event. These happen once per run. We have a bunny witch that is reverting our crops in time. We have slugs that are setting things on fire. And we've got balloons full of goodies flying around. Jungle garden beds. This game's a bit chaotic. Did you notice? That time the witch just straight up set all my crops on fire. Kind of rude. Blood moon? Kind of. More of a fire moon. Catling gun. Catling gun. Alright. Forage. Trees do we have? We have one peach. We have one of every tree. That's kind of annoying. Weed killer. Cut an additional weed. What on earth? I don't know why I just got 20 seeds out of that. So, there are 4 different biomes. There's the desert, there's the plains, there's the tundra, and there's the jungle. But also, if you look carefully at the map, you'll see you can go further out. There's the Tier 2 desert, the Tier 2 plains, the Tier 2 tundra, and the Tier 2 jungle. And so my usual method is I go to, in the order I did, basically, desert, plains, tundra, jungle, desert 2, plains 2, and then jungle 2, tundra 2, something like that. I believe getting the weed affecting upgrades is actually just a coincidence, because the random offering from the Atomic Orchid, I'm pretty sure that was actually a Deerville item. Because in many cases, that's a bad thing. And in higher difficulties, if weeds get out of control, they actually become bullet-shooting turrets that try and kill you. So but, you know, I also have upgrades that make bees turn the weeds into flowers, which I can then sell. Stuff like that, so there are absolutely situations you can be in where it would be beneficial to have weeds overgrowing, and that's what Square Down is used for. I like the oil pump jack that has been turned into a rabbit effigy. Cute detail. Farming stats up. Hummingbird. It is a bee, but stronger. Much in the way that a turkey is just a chicken that's stronger. I was going to ask why there's a lizard chasing me, but, you know, that's literally the bargain I made with the devil, so... Straight up, I forgot I did that. What are these consequence things that I'm witnessing for my actions that I made earlier this run? I don't understand. Wow. Zombie crops. Ghost friend. So, 50% chance of serious arachnophobia warning. I'm not particularly arachnophobic, but even this guy gives me the willies a bit. But 50% chance we encounter him right now. Okay, nope. Oh wait, no, it's the next boss, sorry. Yeah, it's the Super Bunny boss, or it's... yeah. There you all are. Crops drop fertilizer when merging into large crops in a jungle garden bed. Cow house. Norman. I don't have enough roses to flirt with Norman. Yay! Energize all friends when you use a tractor. Grass-fed cow. Watering. Bloodlust. Being energized doubles damage and increases speed. Aw, they're in costumes for the season. Winter. Shroomates. Mushrooms grow near your well. The amount of weeds we're getting is starting to become kind of untenable. Oh, it's the ghost that's giving me that invincibility. I see. Weeds are super out of control, so turkey. Stuff watered. Or the nearest tunnel. Earthquake. Make sure everything's fertilized. Harvest everything. Jungle garden beds create their own seeds. Put down heartbeats. water, everything. Ring cloud. Took me that long to get my first sunflower crop, huh? Wow. I don't know if that's full fertilizer or not. That's kind of funny. I collected a Mega Heartbeat, and because I have the upgrade that turns back time whenever I collect heartbeats, the helicopter, there we go, was just waiting around. These weapons are getting really outside my price range. Weeds don't grow on soil. Whatever. Not enough roses. Okay. Zealot. Chance to energize a friend when an enemy is killed. Secret area. Only accessible if you have wings. Deep tundra. Very dangerous area. Let's get our wood chipper back. That up. Ow. Turkey. Tills soil and attacks things too. Aggressive little creature. Crops can provide their own seeds sometimes. Okay, we gotta get back. Don't you dare. Destroying my roses is the one thing you can't do. I'm trying to save up in order to fertilize all those crops as much as I can, but I don't think that's happening. I should just cash in. There we go. A bundle of roses as a reward for... Sure. I'm late for my human job. Where is the bus? And that gives us enough roses. Rue, will you also marry me? Anything to get out of this place. Rue's wedding ring. Also note that the little tuber that she had a dark ritual, which used to be scared, is now smiling because Rue's gone. Like, I'm safe. Flower shower. Gourd, flux bullets. Okay, I've still got an active teleport ready, so I go back to this. Golden tip is leading me over here. Soft fur. Petting farm animals energizes them. I killed the golden goose. A golden goose is somewhere in the world once each run. Alright. And once again, 50% chance of this next boss being a gigantic, horrible spider. We just gained 200 seeds. Is it a horrible spider, or is it not? It is not. Undertaker. This song is amazing. And this fight's kinda cool too. Undertaker summons summons holes that summon minions, and as those spit out more and more minions, if you reach a damage tier on Undertaker, all active minions fall asleep alongside him. So fortunately I'm doing enough damage that basically trivializes the concept, but it's a cool idea. And we're at difficulty 1, so... Time to do some farming. Ultimate Rainstorm. It's the last day, so all existing crops have been harvested. Six feet Thunder. Very good. Sriracha Soaker. Forgot about that one. Shallot Gun. Roses. Delicious. Thank you, Norman. It's winter, which means it's the end of the year, and it's time for our final tally. How do we do, Mayor? Perfect once again. And then some.
Babu, boro boro babu.
lalo. So, no.
It's the final season. In the apocalypse, what season comes after winter? Nuclear winter. Welcome to my field of screams. Immune to all damage. You set every crop on fire. Yeah, whatever. Something we did damage done. Watch the flowers. Our crops. This is the final check of the game because, and I think this is a brilliant piece of design here. If you think about it, nothing in the game requires you to actually do farming. Like, sure, you can get additional health and you can get weapon upgrades, but what would happen if you just hid in a corner the entire year? You'd be able to win. You wouldn't get any rewards from the mayor, but you'd be able to win. If it weren't for this guy. This is the check at the very end of the game to say, hey, how big is your farm? It's really clever. It is to ensure that you've been engaging with both sides of the gameplay. Year 1 complete. Year 2 is unlocked. A grateful alien ant will now nest near your farmhouse. Speak with them to trade cornucopias for permanent upgrades. New character unlocked, Rye. New hot single in your area. Water Chris. We get a time lapse of our farm too. And that brings us back to here. But there's a couple things. Select a higher year to increase difficulty and reward. And two things on offer. Each cost 3 cornucopia. This appears to be the same thing, but this one's better, so... Thanks for destroying what remained of my house and giving me a welcome mat, I guess. Heartbeats grow a bit faster. Oh, you're preparing a new house. Okay, I get it. Plus 1 luck. Starting gun shoots faster. A little bit of bonus luck because we've gotten 3 separate achievements. And let's fire classic mode. Rye. Purchase guns always gain a bonus mod, starts with a turret. So I'm going to do a second run of this. There's a couple of reasons for this that will become apparent as we go. And also, with the game in classic mode and with the mechanics explained, I can go whole ham and play as efficiently as I want. Getting hit by bullets is very efficient, you see. Instant rose growth and gain some roses. So if you look over at the left, you can see that our seed menu looks different. We have individual desert crops now. It is no longer a singular type of desert crop that changes and upgrades. There are just different crops from the desert, of different rarities, of different value. Gonna get this and see what we get out of it, and then quick. Run home. Bad Game Hall of Fame, welcome. I am Moo the Slime, and I am currently playing a game called Atomicrops. Atomicrops is a mixture of a top-down, bullet hell, arena shooter, and a farming simulator, along with a bit of roguelike stuff in it. Released back in 2020, and is an old favorite game of mine. I just started a new run, so we are at the night of the first day. Folks can always use more grab bag gaming. I am honored. But yeah, it's the nuclear apocalypse, magic and mutation type.
Subscriptions to the community.
Nuclear apocalypse, magic type, silly radiation type, and people still gotta eat. During the day, you wander out and raid camps to get seeds. During the night, you come back, defend your crops, and plant those seeds and grow them. Let's see here. That's the life of a farmer for you. Yep, shoot environments. And you can also date people. We've got Norman and we've got Furiosa. Box of Electronics is the upgrade she'll give me if I flirt with her, so... I have 5 roses. Things can get hairy out there. I've got some defensive drones. Can't afford any weapon upgrades, didn't sell enough crops, so... back out I go. Furiosa is indeed a very, very good name. Makes me chuckle every time I remember that that's actually the name they went with. Bunny or Buggy? The eternal question. Got my crops defended. I believe there's a little bit more to see over in the desert. Didn't clear everything. As you get more meta upgrades, it becomes just barely possible to completely clean out the desert day 1 with a pea shooter, but... you know, this is a new save file with no meta upgrades applied, so... Wood chipper tractor, useful for making meat, but it's on cooldown, so... Getting the box of electronics first thing was actually a really, really good luck. Because those things are just very strong. 100 damage per bullet, so they're essentially one-shotting anything that they come across. Wild thing to get day 1. Pass through. Select crop. Plant. Fertilize a little bit for what I have. Raid the plants. This is my second run of the day, and I am aiming for an alternate ending. For what definition exists of that? It is possible to do something special during the span of your run, which will give you a different finale. Bonus fighting stat. And let's get home before all our crops get eaten by pests. Looks like our turrets are keeping everything safe though. Crops become giant if you put 4 of a crop adjacent to each other and fully fertilize it. Thanks to Bob. I gotta turn that the volume for those things back up. I haven't turned nice and low. Especially for a game as chaotic and loud as this, you can't actually hear what the text-to-speech said. But yeah, I planted 4 roses in a square pattern there, and that got me a giant rose. Which is worth, I believe, 6 roses? Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, we can get a proper weapon upgrade now. Forage and Furiosa. Do you like hip-hop? bunny joke. Stock up on water. Put weeds and wander back into the plains. This is the last day of spring. Each season has 3 days, and run faster, always good. And each season ends with a boss fight. Somehow during the span of the entire last run I just did, I never got a single seed scroll. There's another type of scroll apart from watering blood and earthquake, and that's plant seeds in every currently available slot, and literally the entire run last time I just didn't get it. Maybe it's a classic mode versus non-classic mode thing, I'm not sure. Drop a tractor on him. Reminds you of Nidhogg 2 somewhat. There's a good reason for that, buddy. Toby Dixon. Art direction for both this game and that one. It is the same artist. I'd actually forgotten about that, so thanks for a reminder. Yeah. Tiny Thundercloud is that. Last one. With all the turrets and other stuff I have, I can practically fight this guy passively. I don't even need to shoot him, I've got all this auto-firing stuff. Wow, I literally don't need to. So, sunflowers. Plant one. You can distribute up to 50 fertilizer into it, and it immediately dies after. Each fertilizer you put in it gives you 6 cashews worth of money. So it is a special plant that can be used to directly convert excess fertilizer into money. Let's just say yes. Sunflowers absolutely were invented by PVZ. Sure, why not? Who cares at this point? Okay. Shallot gun. Furiosa a bit more. And no, I'm irresistible. If we give her 7 more roses, we can marry her. How did we do season 1? Perfect. Oh wow. Very lucky pair of items to receive at random. Bees and hummingbirds can turn weeds into flowers, which can be sold, and gain 3 bees. I'll keep my current tractor. And I just... Oh wow. I'm allowed to cast scrolls while I'm out of town. That's nice of them. Bees. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Yeah. The conceit is that I fertilize the sunflower and it gives me sunflower seeds rapidly. Not that they're giving me sun, which is the currency, like it is in Plants vs. Zombies. I thought you were seriously just going, wow, sunflowers, this is just like that other video game that exists. Fix the bridge, cross, new biome. Health in this game is at a premium. Because you need to actually plant and grow heartbeats in order to regain any health, you really kinda gotta be careful always. Trophallaxis. Bees can water crops. There we go. Back to maximum health. I wonder if plastic mode means that my... Okay, no, that's what I think when I can't clear range entirely, even for classic mode. It used to be your gun broke each day, and that was the motivation for me to buy a new one. But now instead of penalizing you, they reward you with bonus stats each time you swap out your gun for a different one. Cabbage right there and there. Potato. Blood monsoon. Fertilize everything. Collect everything. Desert seeds require little water but grow fast. Desert and tundra. And jungle and plain seeds are the opposite. Grow fast, require lots of water. Blood monsoon everything. And that's all we got. Both weapons outside of my price range. One row short of Marine Furiosa. It'll pay for itself. Okay. Right. We're in the jungle. More bees. Combat stats up. Heh. Pigs can find truffles while killing. Okay, let's see. It's a tiny thing, but I still just really love the fact that as soon as you pull the trigger, your character's expression changes. Along with them having a unique head sprite that is looking up and down, depending on which way you're aiming, and even leans forward or backwards slightly. Cute little details like that I really appreciate. Lunar event this early in the game. That's gonna suck. I'll just have to do my best. I believe there's 3 different types of lunar events that can occur during a run. There's this one, the Fire Moon, where there's a whole bunch of enemies that'll set your crops on fire and stuff. There's the Alien Moon, where there's alien invasion that will try and steal away your crops. And then there's Calm Moon. You still get the little balloons that float by that are full of goodies, but no enemies appear. One night of relaxation. Of uninterrupted farming. Of course, this means that you don't get nearly as much fertilizer. But maybe you need that safety. watering crops is definitely my biggest bottleneck here at the moment. Really need to get some cows for watering or watering related things or something. I just haven't gotten any though. That's the fun thing. During the alien moon, no, it is your animals that they steal. Classic alien abduction farm animal story, you know? If I remember correctly, the stolen animal is marked on the map, maybe? And you can retrieve it, but it's, you know, taken away from your farm. Wonder Boom. Let's marry Furiosa. How many carrots is this? Swish. Storm Cloud. Plus 15 seconds daytime. Planting done. Sets of 4 for the adjacency bonus. And let's go. Do we have the... Yeah. Prophylaxis, bees, water, crops. Bee. So we do have a little bit of automatic watering capacity, just not nearly enough. Look at that. Go blend something first. Is there any cluster of enemies nearby? There we go. Let's go back to that. Watering tractor. My pig! Huh? Okay, let's clear out all of these weeds as fast as we can. Come on, come on, come on, and then... boom. Seeds in every slot. I find it so funny that polyamory is just an upgrade in the game. The upgraded version of marriage is polyamory. Alright, fertilizer charges the tractor. All stats up. Buy a bee for 3 roses. Pigs have turrets on their back. 2 pigs. Farm animals produce fertilizer. We'll go with that one. Yep. A pleasant, not at all incredibly disturbing weapon. I'll head north. The golden pupa. What's the special upgrade? Crop spread on hard crust. The upgrade from last run that we missed out on because we got dragged away by the boss fight curtain. Earthquake and immediately follow with seed planting. It's a very good combo. I'm already at zone 2 stuff. Alright. Deep desert time. Day's about to end, but I should be able to get over there and open the bridge up, at the very least. Fix bridge. Breed for a cow. Warp back. Way more crops and fertilizer in the moment. Or watering capacity. A good problem to have. Bees water crops. I don't know if hummingbirds water crops too. Hummingbirds are considered like level 2 bees. Daily orchard. Gain a tree every day. Roses, delicious. Back to the farm. That's 3 banana trees. Gonna plant them. And just like with all other crops, plant them in the 2x2 square, fully fertilize them, and then... Oh no, I went the wrong way. And they'll merge into a bigger one that's much more valuable. Works on trees too. Trees can be planted on cross. 2 axes to cut down trees and regain 3 saplings out of them. Thank you, ant friend. leech is out of ammo. Okay, it is recovering. Does leech ammo only recover while you're at the farm? Weird. Damn it, I didn't mean to plant a tree there. Oh well, I've got 2 axes, so I can eventually just break it down and... Yeah, we were pretty lucky with pigs early on in this run, so between that and the earthquake spells, we've gotten a pretty big farm pretty quickly. Potatoes, I think, are plains tier 2. Polygamy. Double-edged watering can. When we have enough roses, we can marry multiple people. Because we had the polygamy upgrade. Okay. Outside desert. Water faster. Rye sighs as he unsheaths his double-edged watering can. Out of the way. Fast stack up here. Do a little bit of greedy looting. bomb was supposed to be mine. Old MacDonald. Old MacDonald is such a stupid joke, but I love it. A common theme in this game. Our sniper rifle. I like how most of the weapon names require you to mispronounce it for the pun to work. Sniper rifle. Sniper. From mates again. 2 hogs is pretty good. Water everything and turn a whole bunch of weeds into flowers. Let's go. Shallot gun. Chance of getting seeds off the crops. Sniper rifle isn't a great weapon for this area, because this area does have a bunch of... Oh, this guy. I forgot about you. A bunch of swarm-type enemies, so obviously a single-shot weapon isn't very useful for that. Daylight savings. Time is frozen here. Gain a powerful scythe that harvests souls. Lose 1 health every 90 seconds while you have more than 1 health. Plus range, waters crops, critical strikes, cuts weeds, bonus attack speed, can till soil, can deflect bullets, gives me a horse, can harvest souls, lose health and time at 1. Skip on the carrot cracker. Eggs can sometimes hatch. What a concept. Holy moly. Ow. Fix the bridge. We're back. I love when, like, sort of roguelike type games allow you to just get something that's just busted as hell. And so I do need to be careful because I have constant light drain. Yeehaw! Would you like to consume a beverage with me? Not enough roses to marry him yet. An uncursed scythe? Why would I ever buy that? There we go. Gotta go uncontrollably fast. Oh, I can't cut it down. Thought I was being clever for a second there. I'm sure me running around at obscene speeds is absolutely pleasant to watch from the viewer's end. Megaton Tractor. Kills enemies, cuts weeds, matures soil. What else? Breaks soil crust and... Kills enemies, cuts weeds, matures crops, breaks soil crust, and tills soil. Ghost Buddy obtained. Side of blood, I guess. Goodness gracious, I think we've already cleared this area. Get as much soil prepped as possible. And then seeds. Rain. Nuke. I think I'm actually going to just keep all these crops until I can get a blood monsoon. Because that's just going to quadruple the value of everything here. Get absolutely stupid with it. Let's see. Missed a bit of conversation here. What? Very, very good. Thank you. Little spy. Okay, so I'm really hoping that the Deerville entrance is in this biome, because if it isn't, that means I missed it somewhere. I don't want to wander across the entire map looking for that. Okay, I need to be careful. back. Heartbeats. Okay. Oh god, it's... Okay. No, I'm almost out of time. I need to find the... I need to find the deer roll right now. Right there. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be incredibly dangerous, but I'm out of options. So every 90 seconds, the scythe is going to remove 1 health from me. The item on the left here is going to reduce my health to 1. Wait, no, the scythe can't remove health below 1. So I don't have a chance of dying instantly. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw a rose at the Deerville. I'm going to flirt with the devil. And what that's going to do is that's going to make me automatically get both items on sale. And when I do that, I also unlock the alternate ending. Oh my god, I'm not allowed to. It's too early in the game, like, Damn, okay. Anyways, I guess... Apparently it needs to be unlocked. That's unfortunate. But eventually you gain the ability to throw a rose to the Deerville, which allows you to do a alternate final boss fight against them instead of the standard one. But it looks like I'm not allowed to do that, sadly. I wanted to plant all 4 of those together and just wasted all those. All that preamble, and it's something I couldn't do in the first place. Spider warning? Let's see. Yes. If you have arachnophobia, you really might want to leave the stream. Horrible spider in 3, 2, 1. I'm not arachnophobic, but the way that thing moves is... down. And then because it's the end of winter, all these crops will auto-harvest when time runs out. And I've explored the entire map. Kind of a perfect run if it weren't for the whole Deerville boss fight isn't unlocked. Also, a fun thing worth noticing. The Deerville appears to be like a black-tailed deer, distinctly not a reindeer. I'm not exactly sure what species. And Deerville wears... Man, I just honestly kind of want to just pull up a video of the Deerville fight, but I think y'all are just gonna have to do that on your own. Deerville wears a dress, wears femme clothing. I don't think pronouns are ever used, but the Deerville also has antlers. Trans femme deer. Let's go find some tasty seeds. I love that when you marry Norman and you kiss him under the altar, he doesn't have lips, so you kiss him on the cheek and he, like, blushes and looks to the side. It's such a cute animation. Now, final boss. I married a bug. Nuclear winter. Once again, this is a final check to make sure that you've actually been engaging with farming mechanics, because until this point, it's been possible to just sit in the corner and wait for the game to progress. Technically speaking, you don't need to do anything in order to get to the end of the game. And this is to make sure you didn't do that. How big is your farm? How effective of a farmer are you? How high are your farming stats? Got any crops available? Because the only way to damage them is by throwing crops at them until you hit the correct number. That might kill. And there we go. Year 3 unlocked, and Cat Trader unlocked, and Ant Engineer unlocked. Speak with them to trade cornucopias for permanent upgrades. Robusta. If the game wasn't fast enough for you, Robusta is your character. Starts with a drone, everything is faster. The game just runs at 140% speed or something. I think the days are the only thing that aren't faster. Like, time doesn't advance faster, but all in-game logic is accelerated. Enemies, enemy bullets, yourself, everything. So, we could spend cornucopias on more meta upgrades that we won't see because this is a stream where I show off games and for you. But instead, Atomicrops. We have unlocked the Cat Trader. We can spend cornucopias to unlock cats. Tier 0 cats are those little shabby but lovable fellas. And if you have 3 of a kind, you can upgrade them into one of the next tier. And so once you've gotten all the stuff for the ant upgrades, this is what you spend your cornucopias on. One cat to represent each of the 5 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, winter, nuclear winter. Some real fantastic cats in here. Oh, and, let's see. Eventually you get the ability to get cat plushies, which means that each copy of a cat that you have will give you a tiny bit of meta progression upgrade. Also, you'll notice I have cat capacity of 3 out of 15. That can be raised up to infinite. There's a few other secrets and unlockables and stuff, but we've been going for 3 hours, and that's been 2 full runs of this game, so probably calling it there. Let's just, upgrade our house a little. There we go. We have a new post-apocalyptic home. But yes, there's 2 sets of gameplay rules, classic mode and non-classic mode. Classic mode being how the game launched, and non-classic being post-redesign to make the game a bit more accessible. But if you want the brain-melting, over-speedy version of the game, classic mode is available from the start. Changing years allows you to access Ascension-esque modifiers. Slay the Spire style. Why upgrade the farms and those cats? Exactly. So, that's gonna do it for today's stream. Let's see who can read to. Thanks everyone for tuning in. On Wednesday, I am going to be joining Nairi for our usual cultural context showcase of the Toho Project series, as she is a doctor in Japanese history. And then Friday will be Signalis. Oh yes, and the Toho game we will be playing next is called Unconnected Marketeers. Let's see. Mr. Bad Guy is playing Resident Evil Requiem. They started 30 minutes ago, so... Oh, looks like they're also with a bunch of friends, too. Send y'all over there, and thanks as always for tuning in, everyone. To another place, my friends.